All right, everybody. Welcome to our live webinar today. Timothy Adam here from Handmadeology, and I have Jennifer Rapp Peterson from IndieMade. And today we're going to be talking about social media. We're going to be talking a lot about Facebook, and we're going to be talking about IndieMade and how IndieMade can help your creative business grow. And today I'm really super excited because Handmadeology, if you guys haven't seen, if you haven't noticed, we hit 100,000 fans. Hold on, I'm pausing my video because it's going to go nuts here. Pause. Thank you. Yeah, 100,000 fans, guys. Totally awesome. You know, this past year, 2014, has been great. Just tons and tons of fans. We've grown over, I think, about 50,000 fans since the beginning of the year. And I want to thank you guys for reading and joining me and everything that we've got going on. And so today we're going to talk about the changes that are happening with your Facebook fan page, because today is what is it, June 12th, and this is supposed to be the official day that your fan page, every fan page, gets switched over to the new layout. And so I'm going to be covering I think 3 or 4 things that you should be doing that you need to do like right away, because the change is happening. If it hasn't happened to your page already, it's going to happen today, tomorrow, really soon here. So there's a couple things that I want you need to do, because it's going to look weird or it's not going to function right. So you cover those, and then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to share with you guys 2 things that you can do right away today to hopefully get you some more exposure, some more interaction on your fan page, and then I'm going to show you how I went from 50,000 fans to 100,000 fans in a matter of a couple months. And it's just one little trick that I did, and something that Facebook has changed that we can really grab onto and utilize that. So there's a poll that I have you guys that I have up. If you look at the right-hand side, whichever way, that way, I'm not sure. It's a poll. I was asking you one question: do you have a website? And then just go ahead and just answer that. I know we've got, and also too, it looks like we got about 70 people in the webinar, which is awesome. We've got a chat box on the right as well. So if tell us where you're from, tell us what the weather's like today. It is cloudy and sunny and rainy a little bit here in Ohio, and so tell us what's going on. Just let us know where you're from, and then take that poll, because Jennifer and I we want to know, like, how many of you have a website. And if you don't have a website, we're going to be talking about how IndieMade can really help you. And then, yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to jump right in. And also, too, if you've got questions, feel free to ask questions in the chat box. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Jennifer's going to keep an eye on that while we're talking. And, by the way, there's Jennifer. I just switched over. Say hi, Jennifer. Yeah. Oh, you're muted. I think you're muted.
Yeah, I just figured that. Well,
yeah, that's all right.
Myself. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome.
Awesome. Great to have you here, Jennifer. I've been if you guys haven't noticed IndieMade around, you guys gotta check it out. And like I said, I've been talking about IndieMade on Handmadeology for a while now, and we're gonna jump into that a little bit. So okay, everybody's going nuts with talking. Awesome, you guys. We've got people from all over Georgia, Texas, California. Sweet. So, okay, awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Very cool. All right, I'm going to jump into my, my slideshow in my presentation here. Let me share my screen. Let's see here. Could get funny. Let's see. Start sharing screen. Okay, cool. Let me make this bigger for you. That's not working. Hold on. Yeah, it's goofy. Let's see here. Let me just grab the right one. Well, anyway, I'll just do it like that, and you guys know what it is. Okay, so so social media. All right, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about Facebook, mainly at the beginning part here, because like I said, because of the changes that are happening and the things that up to your fan page and the things that have happened to Handmadeology in the past couple months, and I want to share that with you. So yeah, we're going to go into this stuff. So right away, we're just going to talk a little bit about the 5 keys, and we're not going to go in depth in all of these today, just because we just don't have time. But I'm just going to hit on them really quick. So the first 5 keys the first key is design, and so the design layout and everything you got going on your fan page, and like I said, that's changing. That's changing for your fan page today, and so I'm going to cover that a little bit down the line here. The next thing are your posts, and so we're talking about what are you posting, how getting engagement from your fans and getting those fans to actually see what you're talking about, because we all know, yeah, it's great. Hamidology has 100,000 fans. But as I'm going to show you later on in the presentation, that those 100,000 fans, you guys are not all seeing my post, and that's what Facebook does, and that's I think people get upset because I've got these fans, and Facebook changes things, and we have to pay to get our fans to see what we're talking about, but we got to roll with the punches, and we don't own Facebook, and that's just how it is, and that we got to keep on changing with the way a website works, the way a social media site works, because they're going to do what they want to do, and we just have to roll with it. So the next one is custom tabs, and the custom tabs are changing too. So I want to show you guys the differences of what they were, and what they are now. And the custom tabs are still going to be there. They're just going to be moved. And with that, if you guys aren't familiar with Fanpageology, that's our custom tab building tool. Very cool tool, drag and drop system where you can create custom tabs for your fans. So then next we have promoted posts and offers. And so this is, we're not going to get into this at all today because this is huge. This could be another 5-hour webinar talking about advertising and how to advertise on Facebook, because it changes all the time, and getting your fans to see things. So that's another key area. And then obviously growing your fan base. And there's a lot of things we can do to grow our fan base, and so like today we're going to talk about the things you can do right on Facebook to grow your fans. And so I'm going to pull this up here. Man, I wish this was bigger. Let me try it one more time. I'm going to grab a different screen. Hold on, guys. We're going to grab, stop moving, this one. Okay, hold on. No, still doesn't make it bigger. All right. Thanks a lot, PowerPoint. Okay, so what we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about increasing your fan interaction in the news feed. And this is old news, but this is still relevant today. And this is the Edgerank Formula. And Facebook still uses this to rank your posts in fact of, hey, are your fans going to see this or not? So there's 3 key areas. 1 is affinity, 2 is weight, and 3 is time decay. The most important one is the weight of the post, and what that means is basically we're talking about how much interaction, how many comments, what shares, and all that kind of stuff. What's happening on your actual post? If that is greater, and you're getting likes, and you're getting comments, and you're getting shares, that means more of your fans are going to see what you're talking about, and so that stinks, because a lot of us might not be able to get likes and shares and comments. So we've got to do some things to get that started, get the ball rolling in that. So let me talk about affinity first. So this is just a score between who the viewer is and the post creator. So like if you're a fan, okay, the affinity obviously is going to, if you're a fan of my fan page, affinity is going to be higher. Yeah, we're not really sure how much that comes into play, because there could be some other things. Now the third one is time decay, and that's just basically, hey, if I posted a post last week, it's not going to show up in your fan page or in your timeline unless we do some things. There's some things that you can do to bring back old posts. For example, you can actually go back and comment and leave replies to people. Things like that. Make that post show up in other people's news feeds and notifications and things like that. But the time decays, we just don't really worry about that. The most important one is this weight. And some of the things that you can do to increase the weight of your post are actually post pictures, post videos, ask questions, get those people to interact. And so obviously pictures, as you know, I mean, being a social media site with being visual, and pictures are just going to get more likes. They're going to get more interaction. They're going to get more comments. It's just the way it is. Now, obviously, the whole thing about just writing a post, or writing a post with just letters and words, they say that it reaches more of your fans, and I think that it can be true. But what the problem is that post is not going to get as many likes. It's not going to get the interaction. So you always want to be thinking about posting pictures and videos and asking questions and interact. So like let's just say we have an Etsy shop or an Intimate shop or wherever you're selling, and you're going to post. You're like, all right, I'm going to post my new earrings. So instead of just posting that picture with that link, ask your fans a question. Ask them if they like it. Ask them if they, would they rather see something. I mean, ask them some questions and get those interactions going. And one of the things you can do is you can post a do you like this or this better? So post a double picture. Say, do you like this one or this one? So get those, get those interactions happening. And the thing is, if you only get, let's say you only get 10 people that like it, well, guess what? That's 10 more people that are going to be able, that's going to help you. And then you got to start off slow. I mean, when I started Handmadeology, I mean, I had no fans. I mean, I didn't like start this thing and automatically have 50,000 fans. I mean, it's just grown over time. And that's the same with any fan page. You just got to keep at it, and consistency in anything is the key. So the other things we can do is we can pin our posts to the top. So if you have a really important post, pin it to the top, so more people are going to be interacting with that. More people are going to be able to see that once they go to your fan page. You can also highlight posts. That's changing. You can still highlight it, but it's not going to be that really cool big picture that goes across, which really stinks. And then you can also ask your fans to like and share your post. Now, a thing just recently came out that said that you shouldn't. Facebook is, telling people don't ask your fans to like and share because we're going to penalize you. But I actually don't. I don't think that is going to be a bad thing. Just saying, hey, please like my post. I think if you really read into what Facebook was talking about, it's like people who are posting images to say like this, and it's really going at it. But the other thing is your fans are going to like what you post, and that's your true fans, and those are come out of the word works, and it's just going to happen. So let's see. Okay, so this is a question. So I have a little question here. It says when does the time of day matter when you post? And it does, because one of the things we can do, we can go into our insights. We can see Facebook does an awesome job of shows us the interaction times when we post. And I know that for Handmadeology, the time between 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. is the best time to post. Now, sometimes it's different, but I can see that my interaction. They give you a nice graph right in there that you can see. And and so. That's it, guys. That is, I know it's a blur. It's like, what is this Edgerank Formula? But it's basic stuff, because it's all about getting interaction. The more interaction to your post, the more the more your fans are going to see it. So I'm going to jump back over the chat. I'm going to see if anybody's talking. Okay, everybody's good. Lots of people are talking. Good. We've got about we've got about 80 people on. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so. Enough about that. Let's talk about some new stuff that's happened, that's happening right now. And I'm going to pull up this image right here. And man, I wish this was bigger. Let me see something here. All right. Well, that's okay. This is actually one of my wife's friends. She does a fitness blog, and this actually I made this picture. Before Handmadeology was actually switched over. I actually was only switched over to the new layout 2 weeks ago. So the new layout, I'm going to bring up my my fan page in a few minutes here so I can actually show you this live and show you what's happening live. But a few things have changed. And as you can see, your profile image has taken up more space in your cover image. So it's moved a little bit. And then the other thing that's happening is that Facebook has moved the name of your fan page, and then the category of your fan page. They moved it up, and it's now in your cover image, which is, I think, is nuts, but whatever, they did it. So we have to kind of move things around a little bit. And the other thing they did was they put the like button and then some other buttons right on your cover image. So this image has stayed the same width. So it's always 851 by 315. That's always the same size. But now we kind of have to move things around a little bit just to make sure. You'll see. I'll show you here. Let me Hello. Let me share my screen. Let me go over to let's go over to Handmadeology here. Maybe. Let's see here. There it is. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So Handmadeology here, guys. We've got exciting stuff here. We got 100,000 fans. Awesome. See that? Okay. So here we got the live thing going on. We've got so as you can see, this is moved up. So when I created this fan page cover, you know, this bowl right here was very visible, and now it's not. So like now, you know, I would go in and I would, you know, redo this and make it so that's not hidden as much, and so that kind of stinks. So we got to do that. So here's some keys, guys. So one of the things you want to do first is you want to go in and you want to make sure that your category is right, because now it's displaying it for the whole world to see, because you know, it's right there out there, right for everybody to see. So if your category was weird, if you didn't like have it in the right your fan page in the right category, it's really easy to change, and you can all you need to go is go to settings and general information. It's around here somewhere. You'll find it. It's easy to find. So just go and change that, and so make sure that's right. The other things that are changing, as you can see, is we've got some buttons here, messages. If you don't have your messages on, that won't be there, so it'll be a little less. And then we've got the about. So before we had a space where we can actually have a link to our website right on the front of our. If you remember, it's like right here. It was right underneath our profile image. We had a link. Now it's moved down a little bit. Let's move down here. So you want to keep that. You always want to have a link. And then obviously your about is this about button is always going to stay there. It's not moving. This photo button will always be there. It's not going to move. And then this right here, this button right here is your first tab. So my tab, let me go back here. My tab is my first tab is this free ebook. To download my free ebook here for you know, social media engagement. You can download that. And now, if you'll notice, if you ever used custom tabs before, your custom tabs were basically its own page, and there was no branding behind it except for what you designed. But now our cover image is there. All of our navigation is still there, which I think is cool because it keeps you know, keeps them within your fan page. So if I'm going to promote this actual tab, it's keeping them inside my you know, they can just go and click on the timeline and boom, they're right inside my fan page. So this right here is always going to be your first tab. So I want my first tab, and you can rename this. You know, you can name that whatever you want to name it, just by editing your app. So so that's moved, and then so as you can see, scrolling down here, we've got we have you know, obviously they're always asking me to promote my page and spend more money, and you guys don't see that when you're on my fan page. And then I can invite people. That's going to be there. So the about's going to be, so this about is actually moved up for fans. So they don't see all this mess there. So the first thing that they see is the, you know, or the second thing they see are your apps, and they're nice and big, and those images are always going to stay 111 by 74. So if you had them before, they're still going to look good. They're still going to be clickable. Then you have your photos, and then you have your videos, and then this is really cool. If you guys have not used notes before, this is the next thing I want to talk about. This is super awesome. I started doing this a while back. But if you're not using notes, now Facebook has put them on the side, right on the side in your navigation, right on the side of your fan page, right on your timeline. And these notes are amazing, guys. You can do tons of stuff with these notes. This is a note. This is basically just, I mean, you have HTML. You can upload a picture. You can do some links. You can't do video, can't do anything like that, but it's picture and links. But I created this, and it goes right to my my ebook. And once you create a note, it shows up in your timeline, and obviously it's going to be on the side of your and it's nice and big. So free social media marketing ebook. Who wouldn't want to click on that? You know, 5 ways Etsy sellers are getting social media wrong. This is just a blog post I decided to put right on right on my fan page. So use notes. That's the other thing, guys. So we're talking about complete redesign here with your cover photo, and then obviously some stuff moving around. You got to make sure that you get your business and economy, or I'm sorry, your category right, and then make sure your tabs are set up right. Because another thing is, if you have an arrow, if you had the nice arrow pointing to the like button, that's not right anymore. And then the other thing is your notes. So be using those notes. And so so those are kind of the changes that are happening that you're going to see here if you haven't already seen them. If you've made the change, make sure you get in there and you know, change those things for you. And then so also, let me just show you, if you guys are familiar with, if you follow Handmaidology, we have every Monday we do a Monday connection, and you know, in the old layout we were able to highlight this and make that go all the way across your fan page, but now you can't. So when you highlight it, I really don't know what it does. It just says it's highlighted. It doesn't make that picture any bigger. Still looks cool. Just make that picture be a 700 by what is it? 700 by 366. That's the width that you want. But as you can see now, this is an example. I'm going to get into these examples really quick here. But this is an example of people. I'm asking people for interactions, like straight up saying, post your links, post your comments. I mean, this has been shared 214 times. Now, okay, 214 times. It was 500 some odd comments. 344 people like this, but guess what? Only 34,000 people saw this post. I say only because I have 100,000 fans, and so that tells you right now what's how tough it is to get the fans to see stuff. So let me go back here, and hi guys. I'm going to show us the slideshow one more time. Let me pull that up. Okay, start sharing screen. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I want to show you just some really quick tips here. So one of the things that was old that still can be done, and this is the old view, as you can see. Wow, this is 19,000 fans. When did I make this picture? As you can see, your tabs are there. They're underneath. You had that about page, or that about section right there. But what I'm talking about here, guys, is make your cover image is clickable, and we're allowed to say, hey, click here. We're allowed to say do whatever, but when a fan clicks on that cover page, it shows up like this. It shows up the big picture, and then what you want to do on that image is make sure you have your text and you have a link to where you want them to go. And so with this one, I was talking about fan pageology. I wanted them to go download this free report, and I actually had them going to a custom tab that I had built. So do that with your fan page cover, because the cover that I have now on Handmaidology, what was I doing? I was promoting some I was featuring some artists, and so when they click on that, they can go check out the blog post where that image is, or those people are featured. So all right, so that's just a little tip. All right, so now this is what I really want to talk about today is so how did I go from 50 or so odd fans a day to 500 fans a day? And this is craziness, because I mean, I didn't even actually know this was happening until I started seeing these fans come in, and I didn't know what was happening. I wasn't doing anything different. I wasn't paying for likes, which I don't suggest you do. If you do it, it's okay. I think it is okay, because Facebook really does take the time to target. You're not just paying for someone random. They're going to actually like it, but I don't recommend paying for fans. So okay, so what I found out, looking in my insights that I have on my fan page, is the fact that these likes were coming from page suggestions. And so this was back in February, as you can see, and I basically was able to notice that all these fans were coming from a page suggestion. I was like, what is this? So I did a little research, and so Facebook is now, they launched this out, and I think it was February-ish, but they launched it out so where you like a page or you like a post from a page, and then you're going to get a suggested page to actually like. And so what had happened is I just started looking around and I started liking some stuff, and so as you can see here, these are actually some great examples of cover or profile images. Okay, so as you can see, the do-it-yourself, it's a do-it-yourself DIY guys. They're using like their magazine look for their profile image, and that is really eye-catching and clickable. And so, you know, anybody who likes a post that this is suggested, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to like that post, check that out, and they're going to like it. You can see that underneath there. So what I did, and I didn't even know I did this, was I had changed Handmadeology's profile image to I Love Handmade, and so all these people are seeing, you know, Handmadeology as a suggested page, and they're seeing I Love Handmade, and they're gonna like, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna click on that. So this is telling you how important your profile image is, not just for people who are coming to your fan page, but it's for people who are getting suggested your fan page from other fan pages. So make sure that your profile image is something that's clickable, it's readable, it's not you know, just an image. It tells a story of what's happening with your fan page. I guarantee that you're going to get more likes because this whole page suggestion is actually in effect and it's happening right now. And you can check that out in your insights. Like I said, this was I could see it right there, and there are a lot of them, and they're still coming from that. So that's really cool, good stuff. So that's the number one thing I want to tell you today, is to mess around with your profile image. Make sure that, you know, you can even change it in and out, and you know, experiment with it. See what's getting the most page suggestions, likes. And so secondly, this is huge. All right, so trending topic targeting. Okay, so this is something also new that Facebook has put out there, and so what they're doing, what we want to do is kind of piggyback on something that's happening, this trending topic that's going on, and I want to show you guys something that happened to me back in February, where I did, you know, basically I was just doing something I do normally, but it wound up being a trending topic. So here you can see this is a screenshot of my post reach for a single, basically it was a single post, and this, at the time, I had 41,000 fans, and this single post reached over to, what was it? It was 178,000 people, and that's craziness. So what it is basically Facebook. This is straight from Facebook, and what they're saying is in January, we introduced a trending, it's called Trending, and we help highlight global conversations that are happening on Facebook. And basically, what they are wanting you to do is tag different fan pages in what's going on. So let me just show you what I did, so you can figure it out. So what had happened was GoDaddy did this awesome thing called a Big Leap. They had 5 entrepreneurs, and the winner was going to get I don't even know. They were going to get a website and like 6 months salary and all that good stuff. So what I did in my post was I created a blog post about it on Handmadeology, and then I had a nice little picture there. And then I tagged GoDaddy, and I also tagged Etsy, which Etsy has 1 million fans. GoDaddy has a bunch of fans too. And so by tagging, you know, as you're writing, you say at GoDaddy, or, you know, and it shows up, and then you pick the fan page, and then same thing with Etsy. But what this is like it actually makes sense. Like if you read it, so today at GoDaddy, or a GoDaddy ad caught my eye. So I'm having a conversation, but it actually makes sense. It flows with the conversation, and I think that's super important. You can't just go and tag a bunch of fan pages and hope that Facebook's going to say, oh yeah, let me help you. Because what's happening with these trending topics, this post was actually seen by GoDaddy's fans, and this post was actually seen by Etsy's fans as well, I'm assuming. Because this was seen by 100,000 people, and I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay to promote it. I didn't like do anything else crazy. And as you can see, my fans, you know, there was only like 71 likes. I mean, my interaction from my fans was not huge. So basically, guys, what's happening is you want to think about posts that you can tag, you know, fan pages that have more fans than you. So like I said, I did that with GoDaddy. I did that with Etsy. I do that all the time with different because obviously I want GoDaddy to see that I talked about them. I want Etsy to see that I talked about them as well. But now, not only that, now Facebook is saying, yeah, good job. Let me show this to the GoDaddy fans. Let me show this to the Etsy fans. it's not gonna. I'm not guaranteeing this is gonna happen every time. I'm not guaranteeing that you're gonna get tons of fans or tons of likes and shares and views and stuff. But it's worth a try to keep keep doing it, but make sure that your post makes sense and what you're sharing with. So let me show you guys some of my best performing Facebook posts, and then when I'm done with that, then I'm gonna get Jennifer on here because I'm just been rambling about Facebook. So some of my best performing posts. This one here, it reached 10,000 people. We had a bunch of likes. Now this one was a blog post, and I have a nice image there, but what I did, instead of just posting the image and the link to my blog post, I asked them what lesson did you learn from this past year, and so I created a conversation. Okay, and so anytime you create a conversation and people are commenting, make sure that you get in there and comment as well, because that's gonna when you comment on someone's comment, they get notified, and so this conversation keeps going and going, and it's just a really cool cycle. So next, let's go to this next one here. This one's cool. This one was another one that I did. I kind of blurred out what it was, and then I put an arrow. I mean, there's different tricks that you can do with images, but this one was good. And then also, this is another trick that I like to do. Not only is this image clickable over to that blog post, I also have, at the time, I had a 4-part training series on marketing, and I also threw that in there with a little link. So if they didn't want to click on my post, maybe they're interested in my 4-part training series. So that's another thing you can do, and say, let me give you an example that you guys can use. So if you're promoting like an earring or a necklace or something, say, hey, check this out. Oh, if maybe you don't like this one, check out this red one or something like that. And have another link to it. So that's something you can do to help cross promote. So obviously, if like a post is going to be, you get a lot of interaction, that's when you want to get extra links in there too. So here's another one. As you can see, these are all images that are 700 by 366, and that's the standard size for an upload image to be nice and big and clickable when you upload it. And this is another one. As you can see, I'm hashtagging as well. Make sure that you're using hashtags, and those are the reason that we use hashtags is, let's say someone's searching for blogging tips on Facebook, and I hashtag blogging tips, then my post is going to show up in their search. Super important and very easy to do. Just type in # whatever word you got there. Here's another one. This one has a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments. You can just see, how these are working. Let me show you a different one. Now this is completely different. This is actually an image that I uploaded, and then you can see the difference, because this is an image that I uploaded, but if I upload an image, I have to actually have a link, so that image is not clickable over to where I want it to go. They actually have to click on that link. And then let's see the next one here. I'll go down to this one. This one was cool. I asked them to actually, this is about Zibbit and their handmade pledge. I think I asked people to post their shop or their business, and so I asked them to do that, and they, bunch of comments, 200 and some odd comments. Post reach was huge. And then this is the last one I want to show you guys. This is another one I did. This was I did a kind of blur out. I highlighted. Anytime there's like an arrow or something highlighted, it catches their eye. So those are some of my top performing posts of I think it was last year. So in recap, you guys, go back and view this, and I know I talk fast and I go through a lot of stuff quickly, but make sure that you change out your fan page and make sure that you're getting those new things in there, and then the things a couple things that I talked about. I think the most important thing is being consistent with your fan page, even though you're not getting the likes that you want to see. Just be consistent with it. Keep being consistent with it and stuff. So, okay, with that, you guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to hand over the presentation to Jennifer, and she's going to be talking about IndieMade and how we can market using social media. And I'm super excited to hear what she has to say. So, hey, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hey.
I shared my screen a little too soon, but
that's okay.
I'm so glad to be here. I think the idea of sharing content and building your base on social media is a great one because it can be shared so easily throughout social networks.
Right.
And you know, we concentrate on building a following on social media, but to what end? You know, what is the goal of building your list of followers? The goal is to convert them into customers, right? So,
Yeah.
so what I want to talk about today is how you optimize your website for social sharing and engagement, and how you can engage online and make sure your website's set up so you are ready to host a conversation back at your website. And it's really about creating a destination for your marketing campaigns. So often I think artists forget that you know, if you're let's say, let me see if I get another slide here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're posting without a website, or even if you're posting, you have a website but you're not using it as the basis or having a place where it's coming from, somewhere to bring the conversation back around, people can't really can't get your whole story. And so what I always talk about is making sure that you're building a destination for people to visit, make it attractive, build your content, all of those things. And so when you have a scattered presence here, it's just, it probably doesn't make a buyer feel very good. You're like, I'm not sure if I can trust this person. And it's also, it's unreliable. As you just said today, you know, Facebook is constantly changing. You know, all these shared spaces, it's a moving target. So it's like building a house on moving sands. You know, you want to build a foundation on real estate that you own. And oftentimes we share, and what you were saying is, you know, having the, you know, engaging, asking a question is great, you know, but we want to make sure that you have goals behind that, and the goal is to eventually, you don't have to do this right away, in fact, I recommend not to, but the goal is to convert them into a customer. And so you do that gently and easily, especially with this audience. A handmade audience, people who buy handmade are not probably going to be the ones that convert real fast. It's going to be somebody that you create a connection with.
Yep.
And the other thing that I want to mention is when you, so it's like, don't rely on the social media networks to host your content, is that when you have a website, you can get all your content together. It's much better for SEO. And so you wind up doing, let's see if I can have it. So this is marketing without a destination. And then this is the website.
We're not seeing your screen there, Jennifer.
Oh, you're not?
Nope. That's all right. That's okay. Share it again. We're all right.
Yeah, I'll do it.
No problem. There we go. Sweet.
I was doing so well, but then I realized I didn't have it up there. All right.
That's all right. Not a problem. All
right. So this is kind of what a web presence looks like without a website, without a place to go.
Right.
You know, you're also, you know, there are tracking features and analysis available, as Tim had shown you, on the back end of Facebook and a lot of the applications, and you can even get third-party applications to track and analyze your social media sites. But if you aren't you don't know how many are being converted. You know, you need the data from your website too. So I think it's really good to invest in a website that can give you that sort of information and get hooked up with Google Analytics to get that information. And so when you're in the dark, you know, you don't know what's exactly working for converting your followers to customers.
Exactly.
And this is my little infographic on marketing without a destination. You know, they don't know where to get the full story. You know, it's like linking back and forth, but there's not a target. There's not an end goal.
Nice.
And when everything is hosted on your website, you know, again, the SEO, when search engines see that you're posting consistently, as another big important fact for website content too, is to post consistently. And you know, posting quality content that people can really use. You know, owning a website it's really a storytelling platform where it's all about you. You know, you own it, you're in control, and it's easier to manage. You know, it's if you've got everything on your website, you're not having to go to all these disparate sites to update your profiles or your images on each site individually, you can do it on your website and then share it, on your social networks. And it's a lot easier for customers then to figure out all that you do when you have a website. Another thing is that it uncaps your earning potential. You're not paying, when you have your own website, you're not paying additional fees to a third party for selling your item like Etsy does. So you own that transaction. You pay your fees to the shopping cart, but you don't pay your transaction fees to an Etsy. And so this becomes much more trackable when you have this sort of setup, and it's a place to host conversations. So here's my pretty little infographic on destinations.
Yep.
And so these are all just things to consider when you're looking at websites or possibly upgrading your website. A lot of our customers come, from different places, and they want to get all these features and integration, but they don't have it right now. So this is where you can, you want to make sure you've got a good checklist. For instance, can you have image galleries? Is there a place, obviously, for a blog?
Right.
Do you have a place that you can sell that, you're able to, have these rich descriptions and alternate images and all of these things that you need in a store? Do you have a little press clippings module, that kind of thing? Something where you could share news, a calendar of events. For so many of us, we present. We're exhibiting at shows, we're teaching classes, we're doing all these sorts of things, and we're out there. And what a better way to share your, get your attendance up by sharing that sort of detailed information about events. And then another thing is that you can add static pages. So it's nice to be flexible with your static pages.
Yep.
And the key here also, and more so now than ever, is the search engine optimization. And that means just making sure that you have the keywords, that you're speaking the language of your customers, and that you have described your items and creating content in a way that your customer understands and that they are interested in. And make sure that you can also share. So the cool thing, and Tim will show you that actually is the marketing tools. You want to make sure that you're able to not only have a little icon for your profile link on your website if you want it, but you also want to make sure that each individual product has, can be shared. So then you're asking your visitors, and you're making it really easy for them to share your own content. And then and make sure that it's easy to edit. I think one of the biggest things is, at least in the early days, is even with a WordPress site, it's like you're managing plugins, you're managing a lot of different moving parts, and we have to hire experts a lot of times to help out.
Right.
So make sure that that you're you know how to edit your own site, because that will give you a lot of power and be able to change things up right away. So
exactly.
So I want to make sure. I can't see the chat, Tim, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's one question here from Heath, and it's actually, he just wrote it, so directed to you, Juice. He says, Jennifer, what do you think about embedding posts from social media to your blog or website? Is that backwards of what you're suggesting us? Thank you. I think it. I'll answer that, and you can answer that. I think it is. Well, yeah. I think it is backwards, because most likely your social media post needs to be coming from your blog or website. So I don't know why you would repost it back. So yeah, that's my answer. So I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, another thing is that a lot of times, people are so ready to put their links to their social media profiles right up, first and foremost on your website.
Right.
And I think if you don't have a good website, you don't have a lot of great content on that, that's fine.
Right.
But when you have a destination, like we had talked about, when you've created a destination on your website, you have interesting content, you have things that will deliver, that will keep people engaged, then it's best to then keep the conversation directed to the website and not send them somewhere else. Right. Let me show you a screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I want. Here we go. Okay. So here's a website
Cool.
with us. Can you see it?
Yeah, awesome.
Great. This is one of our customers, and you'll see her social linking is way down here.
Very good, yeah.
She chose a theme that doesn't send people back out right away, but if they want to interact with her on social media, then they know where to go, which I think, that's good. But when you're going into, let's say you want to go into a store here and you want to find, a bracelet, and you want to share it on social media, then you have the sharing icons. And I can show you that, but I know you're going to show that.
Yeah, no, go for it. I mean,
right
her shop is way better looking than mine. So no, I mean that's awesome. Hers is awesome. Very amazing.
Yep, she's got alternate images here too.
Yeah.
I want to find one with she's got her variations on this.
Yep.
And then if she wants to pin it, she can do it. If she wants to share to Facebook, she can do it. And her customers, this is really for her customers.
Yeah.
So any of these things can be shared.
It's awesome.
So if you've got a really cool image you want to share, you can go ahead and do that.
One of the things I like about AnyMade too is the event calendar. I remember, using that is awesome, and that shows. I mean, you just pulled it up right there, and you can have links in that too. It's just awesome. And then the galleries, and it's great. So somebody asked a question. Melody asks, when talking about a website, are you referring to a standalone only, or one through WordPress? I mean, we're talking about standalone. I mean, a WordPress.org, where you're self-hosted, is a standalone website, obviously. But what we're talking about, what we're showing here, is IndieMade, and their standalone website for creative business owners. It's totally awesome. So that's what we're showing. Lisa, someone asked, what layout is that, Jennifer?
I believe this is Edifice.
Okay, cool.
And what's also neat on the back end of IndieMade is that you can actually change the orientation of your, you can change what thumbnail shape you want.
Yeah.
Tim, maybe you should drive on the back end stuff, because I don't have access, obviously, to her stuff. So I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to share your screens.
Yes.
What that looks like.
Yeah. Let me see here. Hold on. I gotta get logged in here. Why don't you show something else really quick here? Jenny says, I have a website through IndieMade, and it's very easy to set up. Also, the staff is incredible. They help out when needed, and they're very personable. So
that's really sweet. Well, this business is a labor of, we love what we do, and I think anybody who this is it. I mean, this is what I'm an artist, and I also happen to have a software background, so it makes sense to me to put the tools in the hand of the artist who can create their own web presence. Why not give them the power to do what they need to do? So here are the tools. We'll make it easy for you, but this is it. And so I like this website, Simon and Ruby, because she's got great photos. I mean, she's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, she's done amazing.
Shows you how important those pictures are.
Now, are those her gallery? Let me click on one of those pictures. Let's show.
Correct.
Let's show what happens when you click on a picture. Okay, so this is amazing, guys. I mean, this is bringing. I mean, you can share that right on Facebook and look. And I think scroll down a minute, Jennifer, and show. Because I'm pretty sure in a gallery, you can add text and do whatever. So that.
Oh yeah, this is the text right here, and then you can share it. Wherever you want.
Yeah, and you can add links in there, and that's so. I remember, guys. I wrote a post. Oh man, it was a while back. It was called internal links and what it is, and I know a lot of you are coming, and a lot of you have Etsy shops or even other places that you sell. One of the most important things that IndieMade provides for you is an internal linking system. You can put links, any links you want, on any page. And they're not, it can be anything. I can link, modern handmade jewelry can be a link, and that can be linked. I mean, Google loves internal links, and that's so important for a
That's a
website.
great point. That's
Yeah,
such a good point.
and Intimate has that, and that's one of the best things about your guys' SEO is the internal linking system is linking from page to page.
It's like creating pathways for people,
Yes.
and Google loves
Oh.
I mean, the
Yeah.
search
Yeah.
engines love pathways. They want to be able
Mhm.
to go and like see, they do this really fast, obviously, but
Yeah.
they want to see that, and the more you have that, the higher you'll rank in search engine results. So
Right.
you'll see, your content gets fluid, and that's why it's important to add content, not just your products, but it's important to add vital content.
Oh, absolutely, and consistency. Like we both said. Someone asks if you, basically redirecting your domain to Intimate. Yeah, your domain can be.
Yeah, you'll see up here that this is Simon and Ruby.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. It's not going to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm
The only
sorry.
reason you'll see, yeah, that's fine. The only reason you'll see mine as TimothyAdamDesigns.Animate is because my Timothy Adam Designs is actually my portfolio website that I've had for years. So I've just never changed it. But yeah, that's. And then one other question, Jennifer. If you're a blogger, can you take your blog with you and move it to Animate, no loss? Can you upload it?
You can upload as long as you can export to XML, which is that native language. Then we can import it for you. You would just send us your file, and we would do it for you.
How
There's
awesome
not
is that?
an easy plug and play with that, but
Right.
you may not want to do that, and I can tell you about the reasons why.
Yeah.
If I don't know.
Well,
if you really
I'll let me talk a minute for that because the reason my earphone just came flying out. The reason you would want to have your blog on an Animate site and then have your own blog is to have that presence on the web, and blogs, and Google loves blogs, and there is just there's no ifs and buts about it because Google loves blogs, and so that's, and either it's WordPress or Blogger or whatever, because it's just content. So my suggestion would be to cross promote your blog posts, and post the ones that make sense on an Animate site, or on your website. Post the ones that make sense there and leave the ones on your blog. That's what I would suggest. I would almost say, what do you think, Jennifer? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, well, I just wanted to bring up, Tim, I don't know if you saw this, I was bringing this up, is all the places that you can
awesome.
Have people share. And actually, you can't see it right here, but if you just have this icon, which is what I have on my, my creative stuff that I've done, this share icon then will pull up a huge amount of share, so you'll really be able to then share your content out to whatever social network you are really active on. So
that's awesome. I mean, being able to share it over all the social media networks is huge for yourself because it saves time, but also for customers or anyone who's reading what you're putting out there. If they want to share it, they don't have to figure out how to share it. It's all right in front of their face. So so that's awesome. So that's the back end there, huh? All right, so
this is the dashboard.
Yeah, good. Well, yeah, you might as well just keep it open. And I think, because I was going to open it, but I think one of the great things that they have up there, there's huge navigation where it's, you have setting, you have design, you have website design, and your store. I mean, you just can't get any more easy than that. To set it up, and one page, to set some of this stuff up is so easy, and it's not hard. And show the design so people can see, just kind of, and then go to.
This is my banner.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Okay. Yep. And then I can change that out. And let's see, I forgot which one I'm using. I'm using Edifice 2.
Cool.
And actually, it's not too dissimilar, but you can really change the look of your website. The way that you should think more about what we do is it's not a theme necessarily. Everything can be changed on an indie site, so you can actually choose whatever colors you want. So if I go into my dashboard, this is actually pretty cool. I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
I have my background there, so.
Oh, as you're saying that, someone asked about having to know CSS and HTML to change the look around, and obviously we're showing that you don't. So yeah.
So Yeah, Tim, there's four basic areas. You know, it's your
Yep.
website settings, your design, and then you set up your design here, and it's like 3 screens. Okay,
Awesome.
so it's like your banner image, how you want your thumbnails to be oriented. Okay, and you can choose whatever aspect ratio you want. Okay,
Yep.
you can choose a site background or a custom picture. Okay, and then once I save that, you'll see that the orientation of my images change. Another cool thing is I can change my themes.
Yep.
So if I want to change, let's say, to Austin, set theme,
Just click a button.
just a click of a button. Watch this. Totally different.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, look, it's so easy to change.
Really easy. There's no time down. There's nothing. And so, and then when you go back into your dashboard, it'll save your old settings on that particular theme
Cool.
that you were on. So I can go back to Edifice or any of the
nice.
other themes here. And because you can change the colors on the background and everything, you can, you know, really have a different look from. Let's see here. Let's change. Let's do a crazy back. No, not a crazy one. So let's say I'll do bright red. That'll be pretty.
Nice.
You won't see my navigation block links actually,
Oh yeah.
but I'll show it to you anyway. There you go.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Completely
so, yeah,
changed.
So you're seeing,
Completely
you
changed.
know, and then this is the news thing. Remember I was talking about the news feed?
Yes.
It's different from a blog. I don't have a blog on this because I'm not promoting my creative stuff right now. So the press and awards page, and we're talking, you know, my first review was, you know, an art show I did in a very small community, you know. So like anytime that you get good news, it's really good to share it because it really adds to your credibility. So IndieMate has a press module set up for simple information. So let's see.
Awesome.
Here. And you can embed video.
Yep.
These are my little toys I invented.
Nice.
And I can show you. Let's see if I've got it in portfolio here.
Oh, I remember those.
Share, yep.
Those are awesome.
Yep, and so here are the videos. I actually put them on a different page, but you can set up the videos like whatever size, because these are all just, I'm just embedding this. So not only are you taking advantage of YouTube, but you're getting the video then to your site. And I think most people know how to do that now, but you know, so I can actually show how the toys work.
Oh, it's awesome. My son would love those. Okay, so I have a question. Someone says here, Courtney says, by keeping another blog seems like added work. Seems like I would just redirect everyone to my email site.
Let me show you something cool here. I got to first change the background color because it'll drive me crazy.
Don't want that red.
Because that's a live website right now, so I can't have that bright red background. But let's see. Let me show you how you do that.
Yep. Also, we have a question about the IndieMate fees. So if we want to hit that and just show everybody, you know.
Yep. So let me see. Let me give you a good view of how to do that.
Yep.
Okay, so right now, let's say I want to share about one of the books that I did, and I go to the social sharing icon right here. Nice. Because some of these blog platforms are really social networks. They're not actually individual blog platforms. They're not as much of a destination because your audience can get distracted. So what you can do is you can look up, especially if you're using like Blogger or some of these other typepads in here. You've got a million different sites. Here's your Blogger, here's Buffer, here's, you know, you've got all these different ways that you can share. Yep. So instead of creating content on your blog, you can share it to your blog, and it comes up in a little screen. So you've got like a little post which will direct them back to your website. Now, and so instead of like having, because the thing is that you can choose either way. If you're not terribly established with your blog, if you don't have a huge following, put it on your website.
I agree.
if you have one, keep it populated.
Yep.
And you can just, and a lot of times I'll have a different take on a similar topic, you know. So if I've got something going out on Tumblr, then I'll have a similar, you know, I'll have my main post on IndieMade, and then I'll just write more of a kind of a introduction on Tumblr, for instance.
No, I totally agree with you, Jennifer. I mean, the thing is, if you already have an established blog, you don't want to lose that. I think, and I think you don't have to, I think people think like, oh, I have to write two blog posts and keep everything running. No, you don't have to do that. Like, let's say you write an awesome blog post on your blog, and then over on your IndieMade shop, you actually just post an excerpt from it, and cross promote those things. Having a blog separate from your IndieMade site is not a bad thing. It's not gonna and it's gonna benefit you. But like Will said, if you're not established and you don't have it, tons of fans and readers or whatever, just stick with the site, and because the SEO was amazing anyway, and you're gonna be fine. So yep. So why don't you talk about oh yeah, what are you showing us there?
This is I just want to show how flexible this, because you can create pages to embed whatever you want, and these are issue pages.
That's awesome.
So she's got lookbooks right here. And you can do, like, for instance, you can actually create a moving portfolio if you want.
Those are sweet.
Get it on your front page,
Yeah, Issue is free. I think the last time I looked, you can create these awesome books. Yeah, that's a really good idea for just portfolio for your work. Very
and bring
cool.
it home. You bring it home to your website, so you still get exposed.
Yes.
It's bringing all that content home, and I think.
Very cool.
You want to put it on there. You want to put, you want to make sure you're populating, your alternate text.
Yep.
And that's a whole another probably 8 seminar.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? SEO. I mean, it's a whole.
Yes.
It requires, once you get the hang of it, though, it's not hard. It's just a matter of doing the work.
Yep.
I think there's work involved. You have to invest time in, doing your site. So.
Running a creative business, basically yourself, is hard work, and I mean,
any other business.
Like any other business, and you got to do it, and it's awesome. Why don't you show the screen of the fees? And I've got pulled up, you guys. If you see, there's called a pop-in, and if you check that out up on the top, you see chat polls, pop-in. There's a link to the 30-day trial, and you guys can see the fees here. Why don't you talk about them really quick, Jennifer?
Well, they're all very similar. You're getting a really good package in all of these.
Yes.
The only one that doesn't include a custom domain is our $4.95 package. Now, if you look at these fees, you'll see that everything is included. We actually have everything built in, so there's no hooking up of widgets.
Yeah.
There's no plugging in anything. It's there. It's ready. And when you add content to the different parts of your website, then that navigation appears. So, you have your store. You have, obviously, different numbers of products, and this also changes from the plans here. Attributes and options, that's, like the length of the necklace, or, how is it made, that kind of thing. And one key thing, especially with social media, is you want to sweeten the pot with your posts too. Not all the time, but you want to make sure that you are giving people a reason to check in with your website. So if you're offering a discount or freebie, you have a lot of flexibility with coupons on IndieMade. Another thing that I want to make sure we talk about, one of the great ways to add content is actually to talk about your products that happen to be content. And so if you are a musician, you can sell your MP3s. If you are, let's say, you make patterns, you design clothes, you can sell patterns, sell tutorials. And this is a great way to kind of get things moving, because these can be sold over and over again.
Yep.
And so something to consider. And it comes automatically at the 3 tiers here. And this is key too, is hooking it up. So if you are using Etsy,
this is amazing.
is that it will synchronize your inventory. And so you sell something on Etsy, it will be reflected on IndieMade. Now you want to make sure that you get that all synced up properly. So when you get on, you turn on the synchronization, you make sure that your products match up the first time. And then it knows then the numbers associated with it, and it can tell, both of them talk to each other. So when something tells on IndieMade, then you also see the decrement on Etsy's and your dashboard there. And you want something that's going to give you reports, analytics, and so on and so forth. Blog, news, event calendar, contact form. Put a MailChimp. You can put a MailChimp sign up there.
Ooh, that's awesome.
We auto SEO the site, but if you want to go in and get, do the nitty gritty on your SEO, you've got access to all that.
Amazing. Yeah.
All hosting is included too, so you don't have to get hosting a la carte.
Oh.
So, there are a lot of sites that maybe have a website, but they don't have a shopping cart. They don't, they might be a portfolio site, but they don't have a shopping cart. They might be a blog, but they don't have a store. We throw it all together in one nice package.
It's all right there. I mean, everything from running your shop to your blog to your, gathering email addresses, and it's crazy. I mean, digital files is huge. Coupons. Oh yeah, you guys have done an amazing job. It's awesome.
We just responsified finally our corporate site.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? It's like, you want to make sure that you're getting the responsive themes out to the customers, but
right.
It's like, oh, we got to do this too, So we got to walk the walk. So
exactly. So someone asks, I'm going to answer this question. Someone asks, what's the benefit of having a blog? And so the benefit of having a blog is here's what a shop looks like. Okay. You set up a shop, you load up your 100 items, and those 100 items sit there, and it's not fresh content. And so, then I'm not saying that you're not going to be posting new stuff all the time, which you should be in any shop wherever you're selling, especially on your own IndieMade site. But a blog is going to help you with content, and Google is going to look at a product for sale and a blog post completely different, because Google loves content. Yes, you might have description, you might have content, but Google knows that item is for sale, and it's not going to give it as much weight as it will to a blog post. And also you can be more consistent with the blog, because you can set up and you can post a blog post every week, and maybe you're not posting a new item every week, but blogs drive traffic. Blogs are very good for SEO. There's interaction, there's commenting, there's a story happening. So that's why you need to have a blog. When I started selling in 2007 on Etsy, one of the first things I did was start in a blog, and here you go today. That's what I do full time. I'm a full-time blogger, and I run Handmadeology, and obviously that's not everyone's direction, but that's how a blog can take off. I mean, imagine having 5,000 to 7,000 visitors a day like Handmadeology gets, and you can still find my timothyadamdesigns.blogspot.com. It's still there. I don't recommend looking at it because it's terrible. But it's there. It's still there, and that's what I use to promote my business, to grow my email list, to quit my day job selling my metal art and metal furniture. I promoted things through my blog, and Google loved it, and it still does. So okay.
Tim, you want to? I don't know. Do you see the screen there?
Yep, I got it over there. Yep.
Because we have. This is a post, and you'll notice that she's peppered the post with some great images too. Mm-hmm. And so when you're posting, you're giving people the candy that they will share with their friends on social networks. And so all of this there, you want to make sure that you're giving people good information,
yes,
pretty information, product photography, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are fun pictures.
Yep. Awesome.
And so she's really speaking to her audience. She sells furniture that she restores.
Oh yeah,
looks like she's actually doing now. She's moving into designers, but she has some really cool stuff. Let me show you if I've got my.
Yeah, I remember. I actually did a post on her. Yes, that's right.
Yep.
Her stuff is awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Really cool stuff, because she takes antique furniture and she reupholsters them. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, Jennifer, we're gonna start wrapping this up because we are past time. But
oh my gosh!
If you have anything to add, go for it. But what I'm going to talk about really quick, guys, is sign up for IndieMade because you just need to. And they have a 30-day free trial. I've got a link there. If you sign up through this link, you're send me an email, and I will send you 3 free ebooks all about marketing. There's some SEO for IndieMade, social media marketing for IndieMade. So when you sign up for IndieMade through my our link there on the website. Actually, if you go anywhere on Haematology, you'll sign up through that link there. And so if you do that, I'll send you those ebooks. Send me an email. Also, what I want to talk about really quick is my social media, Creative Social Media Academy. I'm going to show you guys really quick what that is, and then we're gonna let you guys go and enjoy the day. But where did that go? Hang on one second. So Social Media Academy, guys, or Creative Social Media Academy is a, there it is right there, is a monthly information membership site all about running your creative business using social media. And I started this back in February. It's a $15 a month subscription, and each month we have new content. We have webinars. You can check it out. It's creativesocialmediaacademy.com. We have a private group where you can interact and get information from me and from the community. And actually, it's funny because I keep changing this number here, 90,000. I got to change it to 100,000 now. But that was a great webinar. But you can sign up for per month, or you can sign up per year. This, I'm telling you right now, we have hours and hours of videos. From Facebook to Twitter to Pinterest, Google Plus, YouTube, LinkedIn, and you name it. And like I said, stuff is getting added. And all we're talking about, starting a WordPress blog if you don't have one, and I have plugins that you can get. It's crazy stuff, guys. So check that out. And that's, like I said, it's creativesocialmediaacademy.com, and that's just been going like crazy, really fun. And so I want to thank you guys for coming today, and thank you. Thanks you, Jennifer, for this has been awesome. You guys have stayed on almost the whole time. We still have 80 attendees.
That's great.
Yes, thank you so much. Like I said, check out IndieMade. Check out the Creative Social Media Academy, and have an awesome rest of your week. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.